The Most High has a name, not a title, not just a vague placeholder like God or Lord. A name, personal, sacred, powerful. And his name was used over 6,000 times in the original Hebrew text until they removed it, replaced it, and then completely erased it. Ask yourself, honestly, why would anybody do this? Why would they keep the Creator's name hidden from the very people that were trying to serve him? This is more than just about language. It's about control. It's about covenant. And if you've never heard his name before, it's about time you did. My name is Zach, and this is the Rising Remnant. In the original Hebrew, the Creator's name is known as Yad-He-Vav-He, also known as the Tetragrammaton. Many scholars believe that the pronunciation was pronounced Yahuah, but there are some that still go by Yahweh as well as Jehovah, but that was a later on invention by Greek and Latin heirs. The truth? It's not a title, it's a name, sacred, specific, and unchanging. Look at Exodus 3:15. This is my name forever. In Hebrew, the name is Yahuah, but in most Bibles, it's been replaced by Lord in all capital letters. Psalms 83:18. Some translations say Jehovah, but the original Hebrew says Yahuah. Why swap the name for a title? Why take the very thing that Yahuah gave Moses directly and bury it? If we believe that he was correct about the commandments, then why not the name? The merging didn't happen by accident. It happened through religion, through empire, through the merging of spiritual and political control. Constantine, the Roman Church, kings and monarchs, they wanted a universal religion, something clean, generic, controllable, something that could include pagan converts without the weight of the covenant. The name Yahuah was too specific, too powerful, too personal, so they buried it. Translations began to use terms such as Adonai, Kyrios, and eventually Lord and God. But those are all just titles, and titles can be applied to anyone. The name was erased. This way they could get the relationship and redefine it. Because if you forget his name, then you forget who he is. And then you forget who you are. And then once you forget who you really are, it becomes so much easier for you just to take anything that they give you. Now this goes much deeper. And if the patterns that I have discovered are correct, they haven't just replaced his name. They've made a mockery of it. Now I know not everybody reads from the book of Enoch, and I understand, but let's just take a glance at it real quick and go to chapter 69, verse 6 and 7, and just see what it says. The name of the third is Gadriel. He discovered every stroke of death to the children of men. He seduced Chua, also known as Eve, and discovered the children of men the instruments of death, the coat of mail, the shield, and the sword for slaughter, every instrument of death to the children of men. Many times in Scripture, Yahuah is also known as Yah. Now we also know that the serpent loves to mimic the Creator. So, if Yahuah is shortened down to Yah, and then we get Gadriel, which gets shortened down to Gad. If you go back to the original ancient tongue, the A is more of a sounding of an AW, so it would be God. God. Now is this a stretch? Maybe. But would you really put it past him? The master of deception? Proverbs 25:2. It is the glory of Elohim to conceal a matter. It is the honor of kings to search it out. I didn't grow up knowing Yahuah's name. I was told that his name was God, like most of you. And in all reality, until not long ago, I was a practicing heathen, lost in my own anger and rebellion. But, just like Abraham, I was called forth, and I was basically shown that everything that I thought I knew was wrong. And sometimes we have to admit when we're wrong. I didn't know his true name until I had 2 Widowmaker heart attacks and a wake-up call. I wasn't looking for answers. I was dying for the truth. And when I finally started to use his name, my whole entire world shifted. I couldn't talk to him in the same way anymore. I couldn't pray in the same way anymore. Because I knew I wasn't just talking to a vague God anymore. I was talking to the Most High Elohim by name, Yahuah. That name recentered me. It brought me alignment. It brought me fire. It reminded me that we are not meant to worship religion. We are meant to walk in covenant with him. Even before I opened scripture, calling him God felt wrong. It felt too common, too vague. There's so many out there that claim that they are gods. And for the one that created everything, we're just supposed to call him a god? Didn't feel right. This isn't about theology. It's not about language pride or internet debates. This is about returning to the Most High in the way he commanded. The importance of his name is emphasized over 100 times in Scripture. This is my name forever. It's not a suggestion. It's a command. And the enemy knew that if he could erase the name, then he could erase the relationship. But not anymore. The remnant is remembering. The signal's out. And his name is coming back. His people are rising for the battle that most people can't even see. So say his name, Yahuah. Speak it with reverence. Speak it with faith. And let it bring you home. This is the rising remnant. We're just trying to restore what they have erased from us, whether that be scriptural or historical. And if this has stirred up anything deep inside of your spirit, I encourage you to subscribe, share, and never stop digging for the truth. Shalom.